So,
but isn't it the same? I know, I hate to be this person who's always like, oh, but isn't it the same? We get Laurie Harvey, who's stunning, beautiful. Guys want to be her, but they know she's not. She's a male.
Harvey? I don't know.
Oh, you know who Laurie Harvey is? No. How do you guys not know who Laurie? Futures. Okay, let's take a really hot
Queen
girl.
Rania.
Oh, let's take
I see Queen Rania.
Yeah, you like a nice girl, yeah.
Classy, powerful Queen Rania for me.
Yeah.
Like,
Who's your celebrity crush? Do you have a celebrity crush?
He doesn't even know.
No?
Yeah. He's not on social media.
Yeah, yeah, but the top tier girl who's the sexiest, and she's also going to come with problems. Beautiful girls are hard work. They're not easy.
Like you said,
yeah.
we change with age and evolve. I've got to that point where I find powerful women attractive,
Right.
who raise kids, who are side by side with her king, like king or whatever. I love that. For me, there's some shakers here who are influencers. I respect. That's what I see as a woman. When you're young, Samantha Fox when you're a young kid, this, that, but Pamela Anderson, but that's just perversion.
Yeah. So it's also very difficult. Like, I have so much respect for women who really stick by their men and, do it for the family. Yeah, it's so hard to find these loyal women nowadays. And I really think it's because of the influence of these, influencers. Yeah. I mean,
when a lot of the stigma behind just running to a new man disappears, then it's the answer for everything. It's the cure-all. That's the problem with the West. The reason the West is impossible to find a wife is because she's been through so many dudes before you. The second you half annoy her 1%, well, her answer is new dude. That's just her answer. So you can't ever have any half an argument. You can't miss a good morning text.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's garbage, right? So you need that stigma there.
Yeah.
And when that's gone, it's difficult. And relationships as a whole are difficult. If I was a girl, I have no idea what kind of guy I would date. Because do you really want that dude? Do you really want that guy?
Would you date you? That's the
well, the thing is,
that's a good question. Would you date you?
I'll tell you all the good and bad about it.
Yeah, go ahead. I think we should all do. You tell me yours. Go on.
But let's apply it to something. Let's look at men like cars. If you want a Ferrari, everyone else is going to be jealous of your Ferrari, and it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be a bunch of fun, but it's never going to be as reliable as a Nissan. To sit and say, I want a Ferrari reliable like a Nissan is unrealistic. Right. You have to make a choice. Now, some people choose Nissans because all they care about is reliability. If you're going to be like, I want a guy, like you said, the nice guy who does this, you can get a Nissan. But any girl can get a Nissan any day of the week, and they never seem to want them. But you can go out there right now and find a dude who's going to pay your bills, do this, do that. You're both beautiful very easily. But then you look at the Ferrari and you want the Ferrari. Well, the Ferrari comes with a bunch of problems. It's unreliable, it's expensive, sometimes doesn't want to work, whatever. Yeah. That's it. So you have to choose what kind of guy you want.
So you are.
I am 1,000% Bugatti Pagani. I am trouble.
You're gonna,
No, but I mean, I'll be, because we're on a podcast, I'll be brutally honest. The kind of guy I am. Yeah. I believe in taking care of a woman. I think if a woman's mine and I can trust her and she's loyal, I would make sure she's financially taken care of. I think that's actually how men show a lot of their love. Yeah. I think a lot of love is shown by making sure the house is stable, paid for, finances. They ain't got to worry about nothing. I think that's how love is shown. Women primarily show their love through sexual exclusivity. I'm not saying I'm going to be out there being a massive cheater or something, but I am the kind of guy who, I'm out. Oh, well, you said you're coming home. I said I'm out. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Like I'm busy. And that's just who I am as a person. But I don't think if a woman looks to me and goes, I want Tate and all of his status and all of his fame and all of his money, but I want him to do as I say. Well, then you're delusional.
So hold on, you're really diplomatic. You still haven't answered the question. Would you date yourself?
Well, this is the thing. Okay, let me give another politician's answer. Women seem to want to date men who are at that absolute top tier of status who they can't control. That's who women choose. Let's forget, would I date me? That's who women choose. Let's look at who women as a whole are choosing. When Chris Brown walks in the club and the girls start screaming, not a single one is thinking, he's going to be loyal and stay home. It doesn't cross their mind. They don't give a shit. It's all status. So if you're going to find a guy with that much status and all them options, plus his biological programming, you're going to have fucking trouble. You're not going to have Mr. Dependable.
But are you going to attract a good girl? Are you going to attract a wife with that kind of a status, or are you going to attract a hoe?
I think
because a wife is going to look at a Chris Brown and see that lifestyle and think amazing. I would love to be with him, but there's no point. We're never going to get married. So what kind of woman are you going to attract?
Well, that comes into that's where the game gets difficult, right? Because Chris Brown can walk with that good girl out of the club and he can convince her that he will be good to her.
Well, he's not going to find a good girl in the club.
Yeah. Well, not in the club, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Good girls do not avoid high status males, not at all. Good girls, they may not stick around as much or something like that, but good girls do not avoid high status males. High status males do not have any disadvantage across any of the playing fields at all. It doesn't matter if you're a high status male who's the most famous man in the world has an advantage with virgins and hoes alike. The exact same. He's that guy. That's it.
But do you think they have a skewed vision because they've only been around women that want to be with them, but true wives wouldn't even talk to them?
I don't know if that's true.
But you'd have a skewed vision. If you're a high value man, you'd have a skewed. Oh, don't get excited. If you're a high value, successful man, your filter is naturally certain types of women. A good girl at home, she would be afraid to talk to you, intimidate. You would never come across her in your life.
No, you can still come across her.
How?
You can definitely come across good girls. There's good girls everywhere. There's good girls, but also I'll tell you another thing that a part of this equation to have the conversation professionally is a lot of women are a reflection of their men. So a lot of women, especially if they're not completely broken, let's say you've had a girl, she's had 3 or 4 boyfriends, whatever. Her next man can make or break her. She's a reflection of her man. If her man's a G and he's got his game right and she behaves herself for him, she'll be a good woman. If her next man's doing coke, hitting the club, being an idiot, she goes off the deep end. A lot of women are reflections of their men. If you see a woman who's been in a relationship for long enough time, if she has any degree of respect for her man, she likes the same music, same political views, same TV shows.
The same thing.
Same thing. Yeah. But she's evolved to do that. Like we can go back from the evolutionary perspective and how women joined a tribe and they had to agree with the tribe to survive and women needed men to protect them and there's all this to look at. So a lot of women are a reflection of their men. So we talk about finding good girls. I don't think you really necessarily find a good girl. You find a girl who's not yet completely broken and you're man enough to make her be a good girl for you.
Yeah.
That's a lot of women are reflections of their men. So I would argue a real G finds good girls all day long because every girl's like, well I'm not cheating on him because there's nowhere else to go. Like,
well, maybe
I'm not going to go cheat with Mr. Brokey. I'm going to stay with him.
Well, maybe you create good girls.
Of course you do.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. You create them.
Of course you do. But if you're a dork, then of course you can't find anything good. But you're a dork. So like, why would a girl be good for a nerd?
Yeah.
You know. So this is where a lot of it comes in.
Because I know you think that girls can meet a nice guy, but there's certain girls when they look a certain way, the nice guy doesn't even want to talk to them.